Some nights ago, I was spending hours sleepless in bed trying to figure out how I could help you guys to improve as fast as possible as table tennis players. And that was when the idea finally hit me. So today we're going to talk about the shot, which is in my mind the easiest way to take your game to a lot higher level, a lot more consistent level especially, and it's the spin loop. The expert on this shot is Teo Ball. He doesn't look so much for the world always because he never hit a hard shot on backspin, but instead he's always spinning it up. We could call it slow, we could call it not so slow sometimes, but it's for him a very, very easy shot, which makes him so consistent to always hit it. But for the opponent, it's still very difficult to take, but especially very, very difficult to make something good at. So let's start with the basics of a spin loop. The basics is that every time you're going to shoot, you go down deep in your legs. You don't go down just normal and up. You do go down and make a spin, and then when you go up, you spin back. This is something we like to call a spin cork, since it's like the same way as on a spin cork on a bottle, you go down and up. The other thing is how to do it with your arm. The spin you do, you create with the underarm. So we go down and then we make a fast acceleration with the underarm on the way up. And this will create the spin. But this is only possible if we are really, really relaxed when we are starting the movement. We are really relaxed, we make the acceleration, and then we make a fast, stiff stop instead. So we go bam, bam. As in every table tennis shot, the foot position is extremely important when you make the spin loop. If we hit the ball from the forehand, we want our non-racket foot a little bit closer to the table. This will give us the option to play straight, to play cross, and it also gives us the ability to rotate the body as we need. If we instead have the racket foot closer to the table, we don't have the rotation here, we don't have any power to get straight. If we instead make the spin loop from the backhand side, it's even more extreme. So for example, if we stand maybe like this when we hit from the forehand, we can turn up and be even like this from the backhand. And the reasons are the same. We want to be able to rotate, we want to be able to hit the ball everywhere on the opponent's side. So for example, if we stand straight, our rotation will hit this direction. If we are lucky, okay, we could hit the ball and do it to the straight side, but there is no chance we can get quality in the ball and get it diagonal. But if we stand like this, we can rotate and get the ball there, we can rotate longer and get the ball everywhere we want. So there is no problem with it. Something very important when you make this shot is to get a thin contact with the ball. This is what creates the spin in it. So you don't want what we call a thick hit, like you do when you block or smash the ball. And one way to practice to get this thin hit, the thin contact with the ball, is to roll it slow to the edge and then try to attack it. Because if you fail to get the thin contact, you will have no chance to do this exercise. The only way you can do this is to hit on the back of the ball and just get a fast contact with it to get the bow you need. When you make the spin loop, it's one way to get a lot of spin, extra spin, and there is another way to be more consistent to hit every ball on the table. We start out with how to make extra spin, and it's that when we go down, we make a big extra swing with the arm. For example, many Chinese women are experts on this attack and it will create a lot of spin. But to be more consistent, and the way I try to do it, is that instead of making a big swing, I go down and I start accelerate really, really slow, and just when I'm at the ball, I make the fastest acceleration instead. And the reasons why I like to do this is because you are not so dependent of your opponent's spin. You can read it a bit wrong, but instead just accelerate a lot yourself to don't feel the problem with it. And also, for example, on half-long balls, you need to do this way. Because on a half-long ball, if you do a big swing, there is a risk that you time it wrong. You can hit the edge, you can hit your finger. But if you do in my way, the consistent way, you go down slow and you search up the ball really, really slow and make the fast acceleration just when you are at the edge. This makes it so it's no chance for you to hit the edge, since you come here, search it up, and make all the acceleration over the table. When we get the long push, there are two different ways for us to spin loop it. One a bit faster, and it's that we try to hit the ball high. With this, it's a bit harder to get a lot of spin, but you will give less time for the opponent. The other way is that you let the ball fall down deep and make a spin instead. This will give you more spin probably, but at the same time your opponent will have a lot of time. So when you let the ball fall down, it's normally really important that you're good at getting the ball low, so it's not an easy ball to attack. Now we have talked about how to do the spin cork, how to use the underarm to create spin, which foot position you should have when you make the spin loop, how to get the short contact to create the spin you need, and if you like to do the big movement swing before you hit the ball, or if you like to search up the ball and accelerate after it. I really hope that you will use this video to improve in table tennis, and please subscribe so we can help you more in the future.